class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy Podcast. Hosted by our headmaster, Jared Bachman Stubbs, you can find all of us here at the Nerd Academy Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com. Our shows, the Nerd Academy Podcast, Knights of the Nerd Republic, and Campus Life are released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, check out our Patreon, where every donation helps to keep the lights on.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy Podcast. I am your host and headmaster, Jared Bachman Stubbs, and on the show today, we have the Professor, Levi Baum.
Hi, I'm here.
There's a League of Legends story.
Yeah.
And we needed to bring in the big guns.
Yeah.
There's also an Assassin's Creed story. And
Lord help us all.
And there's Black Leader. And we needed to record, so the Sentinel is also here.
Hello. I honestly, okay, so this is completely off topic, but like every time I'm here and he introduces me, I'm just like, I have no idea what to say, so I'm just hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
You gotta do the...
Hi, I'm Joel.
You gotta do what... One of my favorite podcasts, How Did This Get Played? Their producer who also, contributes... Like, he'll, poke his head into the show every so often, and he's very funny. You'd love How Did This Get Played? But his catchphrase every time they introduce him, they're like, and Matt Apodaca, and they've made merch of him just going, hello everyone, and that's become his catchphrase.
Hello, nurse.
Basically,
Yeah.
basically that. We got a brief week of news for you guys. Nothing too crazy. Well, okay, some of these stories are kind of fucking wild out there, but
They're out there.
They're out there. Shut up! I can't speak my first language. Okay,
Neither
we've
can
been
I.
over this.
Neither can I. It's
I'm
fine.
not fluent in my language. So our first story up here, which is probably the most wild one that none of us saw coming. There will be a The Batman companion TV series from Matt Reeves and Terrence Winter on HBO Max. From what we understand, it is going to be a GCPD crime procedural, because, it's not like one of those shows didn't just go off the air.
Maybe this one won't be bad.
Maybe this one won't be bad. I'm going to read directly from their Matt Reeves, his quote. This is an amazing opportunity not only to expand the vision of the world I'm creating in this film, but to explore it in the kind of depth and detail that only long-form format can afford. Getting to work with the incredibly talented Terrence Winter, who has written so insightfully and powerfully about worlds of crime and corruption, is an absolute dream. So yeah, this is kind of out of left field.
I'd say it's not even in the ballpark. It's not even on the same planet. Like, what? How did we get here? Why is there... So it's following GCPD. Are we paying movie actors for television now? Is that what we're doing? Is that how desperate Warner Brothers is?
Like, how much... what's the name of the gentleman who's playing Jim Gordon? His name escapes me. The guy from Westworld.
See, my immediate... Okay, if he's in Westworld, and this is an HBO show.
Yeah, I think he's in Westworld.
I think that's where he's from, yeah.
Are Matt and Keanu related?
No.
Okay.
I wish they were. That would be fun.
See,
Jeffrey Wright.
Thank
yeah.
you. For some reason, every time I thought about this on the drive over, I'm like, it's not Lawrence Fishburne. Why do I keep thinking it's Lawrence Fishburne?
So I need to fact check whether or not I'm right about the Westworld thing.
I believe you are.
Because that would mean he's already working on
Like
HBO.
on an HBO payroll. So
yeah.
that, okay.
So he is.
So our initial, because you and I both to this story were like, what the fuck kind of budget is this thing going to have?
Yeah.
Right. Clearly, they're not going to have Robert Pattinson in the show.
So And the
for
Deadline article,
for more than a cameo.
yeah. So the Deadline article immediately compared this to Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Which here's where I will go with the Agents of Shield comparison. Agents of Shield took about a season and a half, followed the events of the MCU really closely, and then basically was in its own world and was no longer canon to the MCU. Fury appeared a couple times. Sam Jackson as Nick Fury appeared a couple times. And it's probably the same role Pattinson will have as Batman. I don't know how you do this kind of show and not kind of immediately devalue the use of Batman. Because, like, how do you do this show and have the GCPD seem competent enough to have them be the protagonists of this TV show?
Without Bruce being there the whole time. Unless it's, like, about the corruption within the police department.
That Bruce can't really
do anything
touch
about.
Early, yeah. That would be fun.
Or, like, if it's... is Wright playing Commissioner Gordon or Lieutenant Gordon?
I've only seen the...
Gordon, okay.
I've only seen them say that he's playing Jim Gordon.
Because that is a very important distinction. Because this could be
Yes.
the story about how Lieutenant Gordon becomes Commissioner Gordon.
This is
That
true.
would be cool.
I agree. That's the kind of thing that's how you make this show work. Because if it's just them
Yeah.
solving crimes in Gotham while Batman exists in Gotham, you can't have this show without Batman in it.
Yeah, that was like the one reason why Gotham, on like a fundamental way, could work.
Because Batman didn't exist.
Yeah,
yet.
is his Bruce is still 12.
Yeah.
So you don't, and even that goes out the window in the final season because he becomes Batman while he's a teenager. Whatever. But like I don't. Like this is a really big swing here, and I'm not even doubting that the Batman will be good. Like
Yeah, like
at the
that's
very
not,
least, we're looking at oh, that was a good movie. You know, like it may not necessarily even be The Dark Knight or even Batman Begins, but it'll still be good.
My thing is that this is a very common thing with Warner Brothers, and you and I have talked about this before at length into a microphone, where it seems that they all of a sudden, without any real reception yet, go, and this is our new big stake. This is our new swing for the fences, which means they're gonna miss fantastically.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the other thing is that, like, and granted, we pulled double duty today and, recorded KNR before this, but my brain kind of goes to the way Disney treated the sequel trilogy, in that, like, they were very particular about what you could and couldn't write about with, like, the extra canon material, where that's kind of like the wavelength this kind of strikes me as, where there's going to be certain characters and certain ideas that, like, this show could tackle, but that they're not going to be allowed to because there's going to be that, Riddler and Penguin are already basically confirmed for this. Let's say Black Mask, even though we already got him in Birds of Prey, just as an example. Let's say they want to do something with Roman Sionis now, I guess. They what if Warner Brothers is like, let's do Condiment King, where there's this weird thing.
I would invest money into the show if they put Condiment King in it.
Me too, or Kite Man, hell yeah.
Okay, but Kite Man's a real person. Kite Man's a real character.
Now he is. Scarecrow, that's a great example. Where, like, Levi did a little bow for those
I
of you at home.
have done my job.
I've done my duty.
Levi's like, I contributed to the comic book conversation.
He's gone, folks. He just left.
Yeah. There's like, what do you do with the show? I'm just so curious. Like, I don't want to see it fail, but I'm also questioning the need for it.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Again, like, is this going to go rogue like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did?
I can't.
Because, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, they addressed Thanos and the Snap, from what I understand. But, like, none of the team got snapped away, which statistically was fucking impossible. There's just so many weird... how do you do this kind of questions that have me scratching my head.
I'm watching Joel Finnick on the computer, and it's really bugging me out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm doing producer things.
That's okay. I believe you. It's not that you're not doing producer things, just that like I'm seeing a lot of stuff happen. Anyway, yeah, I can't imagine this is more than like a 4 to 6 episode miniseries, right?
Yeah.
Especially because it's HBO. Like that's the kind of thing I would expect from them.
Yeah.
Where all the budget goes into the effects and maybe not the effects, but like the actors and the talent
Yeah.
around, and that's where that's where it's
Like Watchmen.
right. Exactly like Watchmen. Maybe not for a full 10 episodes, but it's going on HBO Max, so we don't know.
Yeah.
They can do, and again, that's the other thing is they have HBO funding, so this could work until like Green Lantern shows up or some shit. Like
That's exactly what I'm like freaking out about.
Like
It's
next week we're gonna get like Jaime Reyes confirmed to be in full Blue Beetle armor for Matt Reeves' HBO Max show. Like,
yeah, and like I think like the moment that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of on a different wavelength from the MCU proper was when like Hydra had like a weird alien leader that possessed Agent Ward.
Yeah.
The
that
Asilius,
was
or however you say his name.
interesting.
Like it was that moment where it was like, oh, y'all are just kind of doing your own thing, which is fine, which is fair.
I mean, it's still that way. I'm caught up. It's the latest episode that was released this Thursday, and I mean,
are they
like,
still beating the Ward horse?
no, that's long gone.
I know. I figured that like after Hive they killed him, but there's a part of me that's like he's gonna keep coming.
I know
back.
there's another place for this like review and whatnot, but like as of right now, the previous like few seasons, I was like, I'm done. Like this makes no sense.
I say that every year with the CW, and look where I am now.
Right. And it's like they're literally making a very uninteresting storyline, and I just kind of zoned out. But now this season, I'm actually kind of into it. So
They picked a good time to wrap up on a good one. Then.
Yeah. All I'll say, spoiler free, is Coulson just never dies.
I've seen weird stuff. I also saw there was like a screenshot where Coulson, and I don't know who was with him, probably May. They were wearing like the screen accurate or the comic accurate S.H.I.E.L.D. uniforms. It was like the blue with like the white holsters and shit. And I was like, this makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is strange. I look forward to seeing it. Here's hoping that it is
We live in
good.
strange times.
Very strange times. Speaking of strange times, Travis,
800 AD.
do you want to talk about your all-time favorite franchise?
Oh yeah, it's just my favorite, definitely. I have tattoos of it on my ass cheeks. So Ubisoft let a bunch of content creators get in light of E3 not existing this year.
Right. Sucks, but you know.
I mean, at this rate, it might just not exist ever again. A lot of content creators got about 3 to 4 hours to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla in a beta stage. And it looks to be just Assassin's Creed Odyssey set in Viking England, which
So I watched the gameplay trailer. You got to see some of the actual gameplay.
one of the main video game reviewer I watch, Angry Centaur Gaming, ACG. He's a good reviewer. I recommend him. I watched his video about it, and just him talking about it and watching Joel over here coming unplugged. Watching his gameplay, it looks startlingly so you can tell that the gameplay is just the Odyssey gameplay loop, kind of like slightly reinvented for this game, but the overlay, like the HUD and all of like the health bars and stuff, look alarmingly like The Witcher.
I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought that.
Yeah,
I thought I was crazy.
I thought watching this video for a second, he was running Witcher gameplay. Like, he would run some Valhalla, then some Witcher, then some Valhalla. Like, I thought he was switching back and forth. And when I realized he wasn't, that really scared me. But I can, from watching the fighting, it's very much the same as Odyssey and Origins, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because the fighting wasn't exactly the problem, but I am very worried that this means the narrative will follow suit and that it's bad.
Because the gameplay looks legitimately fun. Like this has really caught my eye. Like I said before, that the Valhalla announcement trailer was like, you might have me back in your clutches, Ubisoft. And after watching the gameplay trailer, as rough as the graphics look in this unfinished state,
it's unfinished and it's on a generation under like what it's meant to be, right? Because it's going to release on both, but it's meant to be on the PS5 and Series X.
Yeah.
So it's going to look much better.
I said it earlier. It's like the content is there. I like to think that the content is there.
Well,
I mean, granted, there's nothing to do with the assassins whatsoever.
Basically. I still love that he's wearing his blade technically correctly, like over the wrist.
yeah.
And his reasoning is, why would you want to keep this hitting? It's the most badass thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm worried that it's going to suffer because Odyssey just feels empty. Like, it's this massive world with technically a lot to do, but I don't want to do any of it, and the narrative isn't there, so it just feels like this empty husk of a grease.
Of a grease.
And I'm really afraid this game's going to feel like an empty husk of an England. Like, I'm not going to want to do any side quests, because all the side quests are going to be the same, where it's like, person needs help. You go to help person isn't there. Person actually got kidnapped by bandits, so you have to go fight bandits. Like, it doesn't get interesting. The landscape isn't interesting. That's not necessarily true of this game, but like that's what's wrong with Odyssey for the most part. And of course the narrative is dog shit. So the things that worry me there is like we have dialogue options, which is really troubling to me, and I knew they'd be there, but I still don't like it. You have the gender pick, which isn't as big of a deal, right? Vikings were very, pro-woman, from what I understand.
Anyone could rape. Yeah.
Zoinks.
I don't know
dude.
why Vikings get so romanticized. They were evil.
Yeah. It's just, like we've all kind of independently said, and Levi, you said a couple times, there's a level of, like, this looks like a great game if it wasn't trying to be stuck in the Assassin's Creed
Absolutely.
IP.
It'd be amazing if...
It's been the past 3 games.
Yeah.
Like, I did enjoy Origins, genuinely. But Odyssey would be great if it wasn't trying to be an Assassin's Creed game. This game would probably be pretty good. I'm still going to buy it when it comes out. I intend on getting a PS5 when they launch. I intend on getting Assassin's Creed Valhalla to go with it.
Same. And then we can do an angry review of it.
I'm just... It looks like The Witcher and Skyrim had a, like, very misshapen baby that's trying to look like Assassin's Creed, but shouldn't. So,
They had a weird baby, and then Assassin's Creed offered to adopt it.
yes.
Do we know when that Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out?
No. But it's going to look and play like trash. It just works.
That's part of the allure of Skyrim, though.
Is that it's dog shit?
Yeah.
Is that it's
fun dog
unplayable
shit.
without mods?
It is very playable without mods.
I know everyone else on the planet disagrees with that statement.
So, with Valhalla, is there, like... I'm intrigued by the combat system.
Yeah.
Like, this new combo... The new combos look fun. You know, like, the breadth of weapon selection looks like a lot of fun. My favorite... we all laughed at it. How in the gameplay trailer they call attention to... You can dual wield any weapon, including 2 shields. And the fact that they were like, we know you dipshit gamers are gonna try to do it, so we're just gonna tell you
It's a selling
up front
point, clearly.
that you can do it.
It is.
If you think for a minute I'm not going to do most of the game with just my fists, you are dead fucking
Just
wrong.
2 shields. The whole game. Just 2
would-
shields.
I would do that. if I
I'm
bought
glad
this
you
game.
would, because like I'm at the point where like me being me, I just want to do like the broadsword dual wield playthrough, but there's a part of me that really badly wants to do the dual shield playthrough.
The unfortunate part
That's
of that,
all I use.
the unfortunate part of that is that based on my experience with Origins and Odyssey, it's that while it does change your combos and how your fighting style, your weapon selection will primarily be based on whatever your highest level weapon is at the time. Because your gear is leveled.
Yeah.
At least I believe it is in this game, as it was in the others. Where, like, as you're taking down enemies and collecting gear, that gear is now, like, if you're level 19, you're picking up level 18, 19 gear. But when you're level 25, that level 19 gear isn't going to cut it, so you have to find level 25 gear. And it won't matter what you can upgrade your weapons, but that's only going to work for so long, and the currency is so, if they do this the same way, you will not have enough currency to keep up with that, because they will want to sell you currency packs for your single-player game. I disliked Odyssey. I beat all of Odyssey. I disliked most of it. I would have ended my own life if I had to play that game without an XP boost that I had to purchase separately. Because without that game is unfucking playable.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
I had to play the whole game earning 1.5 times the normal rate of XP to not have to go grind every side mission and want to kill myself. Whoa, mama, that was spicy.
That was really thick.
You have no idea.
Joel, I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Where did he even go?
He's looking for chords. He's doing Joel things.
Did you hit the table?
Yeah, he
I knuckle thumped the spring, and it made a very interesting noise.
Don't worry, I'm looking in my brain, and as we speak around this room, trying to come up with new ideas for the set.
Oh, we know. I know. At least you're doing it now and not postponing the show an hour.
Like I usually do?
Yeah, love you.
Well, he's
Yeah.
not in the room. Can we address the fact that he said he's looking in his brain?
I just wish that Valhalla wasn't an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
As we all do. I
It-
want to sneak around again. I really hope at least that I can one shot with I can actually assassinate people again.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's the thing I hated the most about Odyssey and even a bit about Origins. Where in Origins, all of my crafting gear went into my hidden blade because I liked sneaking around. That's what I like to do. And for some reason, only Ubisoft games I like doing stealth. But I enjoy sneaking around and giving people a little stab. That's why I don't like the leveling system, because if I'm sneaking
You
up
like
on
to
you,
give him the pokey poke?
I'll give him
Oh,
the
you
poke.
can do that in some Bethesda games too,
I know, but
like Dishonored.
I knew it was fucking coming. I knew Dishonored was coming. Joel's just walking around and just nonchalant threw sound foam down on his chair.
no biggie. But yeah, I
Just
just
really soothing.
Dishonored, the stealth game that you can sneak around and stab people with.
Yeah.
But I like doing it in Assassin's Creed and Far Cry though. So, but yeah,
I've never played Far Cry in my life,
it is so fun.
but seeing Giancarlo Esposito is gonna make me buy it.
I buy the new one every year because my friend Zach and I co-op it, and it's the most fun. Like we're just the dumbest of shits. Like side story. I will never forget. We were playing together, fighting these. It was 4 because 4 is the one where you're in the Himalayan mountains area, and there's rhinos. And we're fighting this group of guys, and we beat them all. And I'm still low level, so I'm looting all the bodies. And he's like, "Dude, get the hell out of there!" Why? We shot them all. Like, there's no one around. And suddenly I'm flying. Like, my character is just flying, and I don't know how. And as I look up, the rhino's just still coming at me.
I didn't know there were rhinos in the Himalayas.
I think it's rhinos. Definitely wasn't elephants are up there, but it wasn't an elephant. Maybe I'm wrong on the area. I don't know. It's been a minute. Asian Troy Baker's in the game. That's all
Asian
I
Troy
know.
Baker. I love that.
Anyway, Ubisoft, get your shit together. Make a real Assassin's Creed game, please.
Hey Travis, what was the name of that game review guy you like?
Angry Centaur Gaming.
Speaking of centaurs,
Oh, that was a nice one.
Woo!
That was Levi who did that. That was me.
Oh,
'Cause
that
it's my
was
turn now.
hot.
All right. So for those of you in the gaming scope of things, you might have heard already, but League of Legends is releasing on their next patch, July 22nd, their 149th champion, Lilia. She is a shy Scottish centaur girl, but like I think it's a deer body instead of a horse
I
body.
see.
Yes, so let's go to the League of Legends page. You can read through all of her abilities. I will briefly go over them now. So this is from the League of Legends website. Her passive, that's your ability just for choosing the champion, right? Dream Laden Bow. Her abilities apply Dream Dusk, and they deal a portion of the target's maximum health as magic damage. It's Brand's passive.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's Brand's passive, honestly. So she has Brand's passive. Her Q is... It's just Darius's Q.
Yeah, it is.
Only
Isn't it?
instead of taking like physical damage, you take a nice chunk of true damage if you catch the end of her weapon. From the gameplay I've seen, it doesn't look like too much true damage, so it's not like Fiora coming at you.
Yeah.
Right, but still annoying because I hate true damage. I think that shouldn't be a mechanic, but that's just me. Her W, called "Watch Out, Eep," is
Can we sample that, please?
it's a nice hybrid of sort of like Hecarim running at you, and I don't know. She slams down her weapon to do area of effect damage. Enemies at the center of the impact receive more damage. So I guess it's like a Hecarim charge and then a Xerath
Right.
ability, kind of. Yeah, and keep in mind her passive, right? Anybody who gets hit by her abilities gets that Dream Dust or whatever. The E is interesting. E is global. Her E is a global ability.
That's is that the first E global ability that ever existed?
I
in this
think
game?
so. No. Ashes. E.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the
That makes
scouting
sense,
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, so her E is called Swirl Seed. Swirl Seed is she throws a bowling ball. She throws a natural bowling ball, and it won't stop until it hits an enemy or terrain. And that also applies Dream Dust, which I believe is the intention of the ability, because I was watching the gameplay and it looks like it does maybe 2 damage. But I don't know. And her ultimate, Lilting Lullaby. It's Zoe. She puts you to sleep. So anybody afflicted by her passive, Dream Dust, they become increasingly slowed and then fall asleep for a duration of time.
So you have to combine E and Ultimate to get that effect.
Any of her abilities apply the Dream Dust, and then...
Oh.
So I'm not sure if this is global as well. I think that would make her E worth something. But yeah, so you fall asleep, and if you're woken up by one of her teammates or her dealing damage, you take even more damage.
Oh, man.
So
That's
yeah,
quite the ability.
so people have tried taking her jungling, because I guess that's her original role or intended role, but
Well, it looks like she's a really good gank kind of style champion. A bruiser, even.
yeah, her abilities don't seem to do a lot of damage, but their cooldowns are pretty small,
Right.
so she can keep at it. Lots of sustain damage.
Yeah, and area of effect like control CC like? No, not CC.
Maybe.
What's the term I'm looking for?
The term is sit down and talk
No, it is
to the
CC.
microphone.
Crowd control.
Crowd control.
Yeah.
On her ultimate, yeah.
Don't flip me off.
People have also taken her support. So jungler or support, which is pretty interesting combo. She's the second champion to have sleep as a crowd control, the other one being Zoe. Screw Zoe. Yeah. On other League of Legends news, in the same patch, 10.15, a new skin line is coming out. Spirit Blossom skin line. And this info is pulled from Millennium. And the tab is gone. Wow. All right, so let's see. Teemo is getting a Spirit Blossom skin, and he's actually getting a Prestige Edition skin. So he's the Prestige for this season, which I find is funny. The champion coming out, Lilia, she's getting a Spirit Blossom skin. Thresh is also getting a Spirit Blossom skin, and this one gives Thresh skin.
A skin that actually gives him skin?
Yeah, he looks very sexy, and I'm not sure I like that.
Okay, I'm looking this up right now.
I'll here we go. Here it is. Yeah, Teemo, Thresh, Lilia, Yasuo, and Vayne are all getting Spirit Blossom skins.
I saw the Yasuo one, and I just was taken aback.
Yeah, well, that's pretty standard, I guess, for Yasuo.
But Thresh has skin. I'm looking at it.
Uh-huh.
Thresh, you look great. You also got some horns going, I think. Something on the head.
Ah,
He's supposed to be
Joel's like kind of
like an
aroused by
undead
this. I like
skeleton thing
wow.
or whatever. But, yeah, it's new. And the last bit of league news, apparently the 150th champion has been leaked, and it is Yone, who is Yasuo's brother.
Ooh, I like that. And
Yeah.
is it another like Yasuo kind of style champion? Do you
I don't know.
Or is it
I
going to
don't
be
know.
like what I don't know, like opposing edges? You know, like you've got the katana versus what's the opposite of a katana? I don't know.
I don't know.
The flat end of the katana.
A bow? I'm not sure.
I would
Maybe
say
but,
probably like the like a spear or a lance.
Not sure. Yone sounds pretty Asian, like Yasuo. And I think they're from the same place because they're brothers, obviously. So I guess you would have to know the lore
yeah.
to know what weapon he does.
Oh, can't
All
help you guys there.
I just thought that Yone was killed by Yasuo.
Maybe
would-
that's
I
why
would
it's
So
be
being
I
revealed.
I'm not sure
Levi's
how.
eyes go to me like I have any fucking clue.
Yeah.
It was
No say.
a creaky boy.
My current
Yeah.
understanding is that Yasuo killed his brother and then like Riven got blamed for it. But I could be very wrong because I don't really care about the lore, like most. So that's all the info I have for you on League of Legends. Oh no, it's not. There's a bug fix
Yeah.
that really, really big time buffed the champion Tryndamere. So he's supposed to scale with
What the
attack
fuck
speed.
is that?
That is
Oh,
a
it's
helicopter.
Take me with you into your blades.
That sounded like way louder than it normally does.
Yeah,
For a second.
maybe life flight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does Latrobe have life flight?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a pad.
That sucks
Have you had
for the people being life flighted.
Yeah.
Have you had a duel on the helicopter pad yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me know when it happens. I want front row seats.
Okay. Okay.
called a helicopter.
There's long story short.
Joel, I love you. Never change.
Long story short, Riot Games did a bug fix that really helped Tryndamere. He can now build as much attack speed as he wants because it will not hurt the damage on his E ability. So you don't have to build Mortal Reminder anymore. You can build Rage Blade if you're a Tryndamere player, and it's dirty and it's scary, and I hope they nerf him. Carry on.
There we go. I don't know if Joel will be returning to the panel for this conversation that we're about to have. This is the story I've been most looking forward to talking about this
Which is
week.
surprising because we had a Batman story, but
We live in strange times. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. We're gonna go.
what would you do if you grabbed the copy and it just said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga It Is Then?
If my theory is right, that's the perfect alternate title.
I know.
So
That's kind of why I want it really bad.
What if the last Ronin is the villain in the Batman series?
there has been a TMNT Batman crossover in
I
recent
know.
time. That would be crazy if they just went, oh, by the way, the Ninja Turtle movies are canon to the DCEU.
Hell
Here's
yeah.
Batman fighting the last Ronin in the GCPD procedural. So a brief recap on the story is, well, it's not releasing until August. And I am saying up front right now, I'm buying every copy of this, and we will do a review of this story once it is
I would
completed.
love to.
'Cause I'm-
Comic book? Is it a comic
It's a
book
comic.
Yeah.
series? Okay, good.
Yeah, it is not something you have to watch.
I like my picture books.
I like a good comic, and this seems good. So The Last Ronin is as the creators put it, an original idea had by one of the writers. That apparently this has always been a story they've wanted to tell, that they've had this idea for a very long time. Of 3 of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fall in battle. And the last remaining turtle takes it upon themselves to wage a bloody war against whoever killed the other 3. This turtle loses the colorful mask and bandana and, bracer look for a sleeker black leather armory outfit, like leather armor, kind of like the Witcher kind of thing. Takes up all 4 weapon sets. So the titular Last Ronin will be wielding Raphael's sais, Mikey's nunchucks, Donnie's bow staff, and Leo's katanas.
Well, aren't there different weapons in the comic books?
No, they've always used that, that
Really?
specific, yeah.
Those are the
'Cause I thought
iconic
there were
ones.
the whatever that weapon is.
They've, done different versions of those
For
weapons.
some reason, on some versions of the cartoons, Mikey can't use nunchucks. For whatever reason, as a ratings thing. A katana is fine, but nunchucks, we can't have our kids seeing nunchucks. I don't know what it
I
is.
thought that big stick with the smaller stick that you hold on to.
Like a
I thought that
tonfa?
was tonfas.
I think that might
was
have been
a-
what they gave Mikey in one of the shows.
I thought
That
that,
might
came
be
from
it.
the comics though.
I'm not sure.
I could be wrong.
Ooh, careful. You're good. I'm just getting nervous for you. The Last Ronin goes, like I said, on this bloody rampage to avenge the other 3. He's using all the other weapons.
Notably, all of the weapons are halved.
I didn't see
He
that.
only has 1 nunchuck, 1 sai, 1 katana, and the staff is broken in half.
Oh.
I noticed that before, that he only had 1 sai and 1 katana. I just now noticed that that Donnie's staff is kind of snapped off at the end.
And just to intervene here, the tonfas are from looks like the newest series, and they're Raphael's.
Oh, so you're rid of the size. Yeah. That makes sense.
Am I making a bunch of
No.
horrible sounds?
No.
You're just really curious as to what's happening.
Yes.
Maybe there's a 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and he's the one who killed him, and his name is Botticelli.
Botticelli.
So what's another Renaissance artist?
Botticelli.
Botticelli?
That's what I named my Squirtle.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, we were both laughing at that.
Yeah.
The subtlety of that joke. So, the important conversation here,
Who is it?
who do we think is the last Ronin? Levi, would you like to weigh in first, my friend?
I would like Donatello to be the last Ronin,
Yeah.
because you don't expect it from calm and collected Donnie, you know. He's the nerd, right? He's
Yeah.
always working with tech. He's kind of behind the scenes.
So
He
there,
has a simple shtick.
I didn't know there was a
Weapon.
page of the show page of the comic in this article, and I just read it backwards because I've been reading too much manga.
Good job.
I was like, what he's saying makes no sense because I'm reading the sentence backwards.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd like it to be Donnie.
So you want to see it be Donnie?
Oh, pardon. I just don't want it to be the main two that everyone might think it is.
I would be stunned if it ends up being Laugh or Rio. Raph or Leo. I really don't think they would. Because, like we were saying earlier before we started, like, Raph is the easy and obvious choice,
Yeah.
and Leo is the easy and obvious second choice. Because you can go in either direction, where Leo goes on, like, the whole, you know, I failed them as their leader, I have to, you know, avenge them because I led them into disaster, so this is on me. And with Raph, he's already angry and, you know, he's already always looking for a fight. So having him become the edgy anti-hero is kind of obvious, and they kind of already did that in that one animated movie.
It's true. But with Ref, they could take it in the way, like, now he's just one, so he can't just charge in
And get saved by the
toothpicks
others.
blazing. And
Yeah.
I think we can narrow it down.
he'll become big
based-
brain.
So I just read this page from the comic.
I didn't read it because there's a part of me that, like, wants to save reading it for,
That's fair.
but I do want to engage in these speculations.
So here's why I think it's either Raph or Mikey. I think, like, at this point it's only going to be one of those two because of this line. Maybe, but no bridges and no boats don't leave me much of a choice. He shortens the sentence in that way that Mikey or Raph would. Leo and Donnie are much more articulate.
I love how forensic we're getting with trying to figure out what fucking Ninja Turtle this is.
Like, Donnie would say,
Can you read the line back to me?
maybe, but no bridges and no boats don't leave me much choice.
It sounds like Raphael.
That really sounds like Raph's phrasing, which, like, and I wouldn't mind it because Raph is my favorite. Shocker, but I think I'll let Joel. You are on the Donatello bandwagon. Travis, I think you and I are kind of on the same wavelength with what we
Like,
want to see.
Yeah.
And
wanna
that'd be
them
Mikey.
I want to see them do the cool one.
Yeah.
Because, like, I need a panel of him going, "Cowabunga it is then." And having be
Cowabunga it
the most badass comic panel I've ever seen in my life.
Of him, like, plunging the katana and the sai into, like, Shredder's chest while, like, choking him out with the nunchuck and, like, crucifying him against the half of the bow staff, and all you see is just "Cowabunga it is." That'll be the name of the final
Jeez.
issue.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries also, so it's going to come out over the course of 5 months. A lot to unpack with this story. I'm just so fascinated by this story, and, like, all of the art that's been released of, like, the spirits of the turtles surrounding the last one standing. This looks really good. Like, this looks like
Yeah.
this is. I keep making the comparison, but, like, this to me screams the Dark Knight Returns of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, too.
Like, tone wise, like, this feels like how Dark Knight Returns feels with Batman stories, where it's like, this is kind of a nightmare scenario for this character, where, like, you aren't in anywhere close to the shape you used to be in. You know, you're coming out of retirement, you have to fight your best friend at the end. Like, this is kind of your worst case scenario, and all the wheels have fallen off, and all you can do is try to pick up the pieces. This is that, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I've always loved that Ninja Turtles, especially with like the animated series from the early 2000s.
2003.
The 2003
Yeah.
show. Like this franchise gets like really dark sometimes for no reason. And I loved the show growing up.
Yeah.
I got to figure out where I could stream it because I'm going to rewatch it. But like this, I love this so much. And like
I would love to see this as like an animated movie.
oh god, I
Once
hope
it's
they
done.
adapt it. If this ends up being as good as I hope it is, I really hope it gets an adaptation. Now, I didn't see anywhere in the article, and maybe I'm wrong and I've just missed this. Has it specified anywhere who killed them?
No.
Because again, I think this is another situation where like it would be easy to assume this is going to be a Shredder grudge match.
Well, that's the other. This is. It looks to be set in at least the near future,
Yeah.
right? Because again, we got the cover page and then 3-ish pages of the actual comic. Oh, it's 100% Shredder.
Oh.
There's no way that isn't Shredder's castle.
Oh wow.
So we're saying Shredder.
I think it's Shredder.
Shredder, or in some way, shape, or form, the
I don't
Foot
know.
Clan's
I'm
involved
getting
here.
I'm getting a hacker vibe from Cyber Chase.
Hacker. This is the epic Cyber Chase TMNT crossover where Hacker murdered the Ninja Turtles in cold blood. Here's what I'm really bugging out about. Is like I'm also thinking about Injustice and that like not only are we going to turn Superman into a psychotic like super fascist, and in the process we're going to have him brutally murder iconic characters left and right, and you're just going to be trapped with the image of Superman putting his fist through the Joker's chest and shit like that. There's a part of me that wants to see just how brutal some of these deaths are. Like, because if it's Mikey, it's going to take some shit to like really traumatize him into becoming this. Like, I hate to be like the grim dark guy here, but I want this story to
You want
like,
to see a turtle get ripped in half, like
if at least one turtle is not completely bisected by the end of this story, they failed as writers.
What if the Shredder finally goes through with his threat and like we see him eating turtle soup?
That sounds like a great story.
And while I have the time, while Jared is dying of laughter,
Oh my god, that's so fun.
I want to correct myself, and by saying that the Tonfas did come originally from the comic books. It was from the Passing. And Raphael did use those as his training weapon, so I was correct.
Oh, okay. That would make sense that he would use something like that.
So it's a
in
callback.
training. Yeah.
It's a callback.
Yeah. I'm not up and up on my TMNT lore. I just know what I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
You know.
That's basically where I'm at. I'm so excited for
Yeah.
this. I am on the edge of my seat and ready to review the shit out of this story.
I would actually like to watch this as well, or view
Read
it.
it.
Read
Yeah.
it. Yeah, whatever.
I'm very excited.
Like, and they said that like this is supposed to be a love letter to like all of TMNT. So like, and it also says fallen family and friends, which probably means that something absolutely horrible happened to April and Casey Jones too. Like,
Splinter.
oh god, I don't even want to talk about what's gonna happen with Splinter. Like, if Shredder is involved, like they're going to have him kill Splinter in the most ungodly way. This story's gonna be so goddamn good. Like, I can't believe I'm excited for Game of Thrones Ninja Turtles.
Yes, Levi.
In the comics, is Shredder still a Rokusaki?
I think that's true. I think
Because
that's always been his thing.
There's shit's weird in the 2003
Yeah, he's
TV
like an alien.
series. And that's the series that I'm
Yeah, that's.
most familiar with.
I think we all are. I think that it was
Like they took the alien and Shredder from like the 80s and put them together.
So that's one of the reasons why I want to rewatch the 2003 show, because I thought it was Shredder was
It's weird.
Shredder was real. and then he died. And then the Krang brought him back and used him as like a human mech, as a vessel.
No, because
And then they found out that that it wasn't really Shredder, but that like Shredder and the Krang had merged. Or am I just completely wrong and making shit up?
Well, the first time Leo killed him, we saw his fist like come out of the trash or whatever wreckage was left.
Oh, was I going to watch the
happened
movie?
there.
Because he has that moment in TMNT 2 where he's like in the landfill.
Ah.
I'm talking about the
but-
live action movie, if that one, but
Yeah. No, that I don't know if it's an homage or not, but he was still alive after that. After we thought we saw Leo decapitated.
yeah, I was gonna say because doesn't he get beheaded? Which, holy shit, that show. They had the main character cut the villain's head off.
It was darker
Yeah,
tone. Still funny though. That's the aesthetic that I'm appealed to most.
yeah,
Just kind of darker. They don't have pupils. I like that.
yeah. Oh man, this show's gonna be so good.
It looks like they fit in DC.
Yeah,
Specifically in the Batman universe.
yeah. Well, it looks like the same art style as the DC animated universe.
It's similar.
Yeah, like they cut from the similar. Like, kind of in the same way that like Static Shock doesn't like completely fit the DCAU aesthetic.
But
it's
when Batman's there, it makes sense.
But when
Yeah.
Batman's there, it looks right. And I'm sure if you drop Batman into that Ninja Turtle show,
You can make it work. Like, you would have to, change his lining a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's where it differs the most, is that, like,
every guy in that universe is just built like a brick shit house.
yeah. But, like, not even,
His
like,
shoulders out like 3 yards wide.
those
Who's the
turtles are a
purple
little
dragon leader
In the
in the 2003
I don't remember.
No idea.
Hun or something like that?
That sounds right. I had
I
the
like
Game
him.
Boy game.
Because he was smarter. He's not just beef, you know?
Yeah.
He had a brain.
He's not just Biff.
He's not just Biff
Biff.
Tannen. Yeah. So you want Donnie, we want Mikey. It's probably Raph, which is a little disappointing.
I
Especially
grew up
for,
with Donatello. Like he was always my the purple bandana.
That doesn't surprise me in the
No.
slightest.
The bow staff, right?
I got a lot of hand-me-down TMNT action figures,
yeah.
but one with Donatello's, that's one of the only ones that I got, like, bought for me.
Aw. Let's see.
Another was a foot soldier that could be, like, you can transform him into, like, that special one with all the shit going on with his face.
Yeah. I love
That was
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, again, as a surprise to nobody, I was like, man, Leo's so cool. But, like, Raph.
See, I was the other way. I was like, man, Raph is so cool, but man, Leo got them katanas.
That was
not
always my
idiot.
issue, is I was like, I like Leo's weapons so much more. But I feel seen by Raphael.
Did you ever play the GameCube game of Ninja Turtles?
No, I played the Game Boy
GameCube.
Advanced one.
I played the arcade version on NES and the NES version on NES.
You mean proof that God hates humanity?
Yeah. Yeah.
The proof that God made us to suffer.
Yeah.
Those games are brutal. I
Yeah.
used to have that at the Chuck E. Cheese in Greensburg,
Well,
and I played it with my mom a couple times, and that was the first time I was like, I want to break the
oh,
machine.
dude. One playthrough, I got so far
Flashback.
through the
this
arcade.
was Jared like 4 months, like right before COVID started.
Like the foot soldiers were yellow and red, and they had like tridents. And then I died. I didn't get any farther, and I can't get past level 1 in the arcade version. I'm so mad.
Slightly different story. Has anyone noticed, like, as they're getting older, they're getting worse at video games?
A little bit.
Yes.
Getting better.
No, I'm getting
I'm
so
getting
much
so
worse.
much worse.
I'm actually like,
And I don't know if it's like just time,
I think
like
it's
exposure,
I
like the
think-
amount of time I spent as a kid
Probably.
playing video games, especially like
like, and I'm not just saying this, oh, it was so good, but I was actually pretty good at Call of Duty at one point or another.
'Cause
Now I
that's all you
can't,
did.
like, I suck at
Yeah.
Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
like when we were playing Call of Duty every night, all night for
Right,
like
right,
3
right.
years straight, right? We were hot shit. And now I'm like, I try to hop in for a game once a month,
and
and
you
I'm
get
like,
crushed.
what even, like, is this a gun? What is happening?
I used to play the sniper class in the original Battlefront 2, and now I can't because like the AI, they just know when you're trying to snipe them. And they do this the whole fucking time they're walking. And I used to be able to shoot them anyway, and now I get frustrated. And then I just get dizzy playing first person.
Yeah,
games.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, I've always had like a motion, like not like vertigo, but like
Motion sickness.
yeah, motion sickness, like in cars and stuff, and so.
Yeah, cars and stuff.
And now I don't know if it's like the amount of immersion that like I don't get as immersed in a video game now, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, me.
My version of that, and it's because I feel like such an old man when I say this, I'm awful at amusement park rides now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wretched. Like, somehow, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run thing at Galaxy's Edge did not give me motion sickness. You want to know what did give me motion sickness the last time I went on it? A friggin' Ferris wheel. I was sick to my stomach
Legit,
getting off of
though?
a Ferris wheel.
Those are horrible. I get it. I completely get it. Because if you don't, like, if you look to the side at all and, like, you're visually aware of anything except on the Ferris wheel, you're just like, oh my gosh.
It's not even like an oh my gosh. Like, I'm looking dead ahead. I'm sitting there, and then I just up a little bit, and I went, ooh. And, like, immediately. That one thing, the howler at Idlewild, that thing that's, like, meant to turn your intestines into sausage links. I got off of that thing as my family went up to Idlewild. I got off. You could see through me. I went so pale. Like, for a hot second, my family was like, do you need to, like, go to the hospital? I was like, give me a Mountain Dew in
Green
15
face.
minutes. I'm going to be okay.
So what's the thing at Kennywood that drops you?
The pitfall. It's not there anymore.
Well, it spun in circles and went up and dropped you. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait.
That sounds like, I know this isn't what it is, but it sounds like the Doctor Doom ride at Universal.
But anyway, so it would spin around in circles, and it like, you know, you sit in, you have the harness, and it would spin you and drop you and do like the whole like Tower of Terror up and down thing.
That's not fun.
And it made me so sick. I hate it.
I don't
not
remember
fun.
going up and down or around. I just remember
There's
there was
the-
one called the Pitfall that just like took you
Yeah.
like 1,000 yards into the heavens and then just dropped you to your death.
Yeah, there's that. And then they had I think it's called the Tarantula. It's
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the one that swings and spins you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
I
man.
love that shit.
It's like we're gonna get older. We're gonna go to Disney. We're gonna go on the little teacup ride, and we're gonna get sick.
It's gonna be like, yo,
the
Yeah, I know.
spider
I
was
don't get
my
any of
favorite
this.
at Idlewild.
dude, I loved the spider. I got on the spider last time I was there. I felt so wretched.
Yeah.
And I hate it. Like,
That sucks.
I went from being great at roller coasters and like shit whip rides,
Yeah. No longer.
and then like
That's
just
all you guys, man. I'm still fine.
overnight,
Are you
overnight,
really?
I
Yeah.
was like, I can't do this anymore.
I don't get motion sick.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
You're like one of
I don't
few
get
people.
motion sick, but I just don't have fun anymore. I'm only 21, and I already wish that I was a kid again,
Totally
and that
get it.
Idlewild was fun.
I just
Totally
don't
get
have
it.
fun anymore.
I don't have fun anymore. Like in a blanket
okay,
statement,
well,
I'm not a fun
Idlewild's
person.
meant for like young
Yeah,
kids.
like what's at Idlewild? The roller coaster shut down
The
because some
pool.
person died.
It's the pool. Like, that's
The
all
Wild
that's
Mouse
there.
was
now
never
you can't
fun.
go to the pool because of COVID.
Yeah, but like in general, like
jerks
anyone
you.
our age goes to Idlewild to soak in the pool for a few hours and then go.
Yeah, you
home.
go to the pool, just the regular pool. It's public. That's gross.
Yeah, it
Because
is
like
good.
people anchovy themselves into the pool, like densely packed. There's like old band-aids floating around, hair clumps,
Oh, you're not wrong.
and like half the time the water slides that are fun are shut down for maintenance or some crap. because they have to feed the wave pool. Oh, we don't have enough water pressure to run both the wave pool and these, so I guess we shut these fun things down. And
The wave pool
the wave
literally
pool.
sucks.
yeah,
It makes no sense.
No.
It's not fun at all.
No.
I disagree. I like the wave pool.
the pirate ship was awesome when I was 10.
Is that the one that goes upside down? Or
Pirate?
is
No,
it-
there's it's a huge,
It's a pirate
playground
ship.
setup. Yeah, it's a pirate ship.
Got
It's
it.
a water park.
Yeah.
I just that's depressing. And now
Maybe
we have
it's
to wait for
maybe.
Travis to come back because we can't wrap up the show while he's peeing.
Start without him.
Okay, Joel,
Yeah.
where can the lovely people find you?
The lovely people can find me on Instagram at Bass and Bacon Cosplay and on Twitter at Jay the Sentinel. Levi, where
Yeah.
can the lovely people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Levi_Baum, BAUM.
Which we're going to change.
Eventually.
As you commented, what was it, yesterday or something?
Yes. Yeah.
You can find Levi on Twitter, not having fun anymore.
Not having fun ever.
Yeah, well,
Joel, that needs to be the quote on the website this week.
I just don't have fun anymore.
I don't get
I just
motion
don't
sick. I
have
just
fun.
don't have fun anymore.
Stay safe and place wards.
yes,
Stay
thank
safe.
you. I appreciate that.
Travis, now that you're back from the loo,
Das Lou.
DOS.
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Political. It's always so much less than I think I have to say.
Yeah.
Jared, where?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. You can also find the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter,
That's us.
Instagram, Facebook. That is us. YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where, as you guys have probably seen on Twitter by now, we had the one and only Steel Saunders of Steel Wars on for Knights of the Nerd Republic. That episode will be going up on Sunday. Spencer, myself, and Connor and Joel, who just kind of listened to the show. He wasn't in the call, but he was just muted.
Keep
and listening.
tuned for a possible Patreon exclusive listening to the
Yes.
show live
working on it.
while we're recording it.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna work that out. That might be a thing that we're gonna introduce.
We'll have to
soon.
become more consistent without like having technical difficulties every
Yeah.
single time.
That's our only consistency, though. Is
Consistency
not
is our
starting on
inconsistency.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair enough.
Today was my fault. I showed up at 4:30. I'll take the blame this time.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, in the group chat it says 4:30.
I know,
So
but normally I'm here.
gotta be early, bud.
Regardless,
I also
If you're
didn't sit on the fixing stuff all for an hour. So
if you go to the website, you can check out our Patreon.
Anyway, guys, how about
let's
where
interrupt him one more time.
I just realized I forgot to shout out the patrons at the end of Knights of the Nerd Republic.
Sorry.
So, we are gonna. Ooh, that's my toe. Oh,
Oh no! Are you okay?
Jared's toe is a patron?
So
Okay.
sorry about the spikes. Jared just got his foot smashed by Levi. With
You can donate a couple bucks to our Patreon if you're feeling generous, like our lovely patrons, Case and Breon, the Waffle Wizard, and I think he is Delta.
It is most definitely Tim.
I know it's Tim, but I don't know what
Delta
his
9.
Patreon name is. I don't know if it's
It just says his name.
it's Tim. Okay.
Okay.
So we felt bad because several times now we've had both Matt and Tim up their donation, and Patreon never told us.
Yeah, it's like if they update to a higher.
We don't get
Right, we only get a
Well-
new patron.
Yeah,
Notification.
which is weird. But thank you so much to the Waffle Wizard, Case and Breon, and Tim. Tim, please, Tim, thank you. We love you so much.
And we have until Sunday to record me thanking the patrons at the end of nights before they
Or we can just leave it and then get it next time.
We'll get him next time. No, not after Tim's. Not after how Tim got so angry at us in the Discord.
It wasn't even like angry.
Oh, I know he was trolling, but still.
But also, it's true. Like we needed to be doing that.
Yeah.
But the same thing happened with Matt.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad. But we love you guys. Thank you so much. You help us do what we do.
Absolutely.
If they weren't so close friends with us, I'm sure we would have been on it.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
not even that we would have been on it, just that like they probably would have gotten actually angry at us.
Right.
Well, I think it's hilarious that like we know them, so there's a level of like, hey, fuckhead, that they can have with it and just call us out blatantly, and it's funny.
Both you and I in all caps are just like, oh my god, we're so sorry. Genuinely. Like I was at work, I think, and I read that. I was just like, oh no.
I was at Levi's and we were watching Weeb Shit, and I just went, oh no, that's not good. And he went, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know how long Tim Squires has been a patron, but it's been a long time, and we've not been shouting him out for the $10 tier. That's the whoops. But yeah, thank you all so very much, and all of your.
Did I say that?
I said that's a whoops.
Okay.
And all of the money from the Patreon will be going to reconstructive surgery for my toe. Class dismissed.